This episode is sponsored by Flawless, a Texas-based natural skincare line for all skin types started by a friend of mine from undergrad, Bianca. After we graduated from university, Bianca had broken out with cystic acne, dry, peeling, irritated skin, and had scabs and scars all over her face. She tried different skincare methods and skincare lines for about 3.5 years with no success. That's when she remembered the idea of Flawless that God gave her almost 4 years prior, and she started making her own natural soaps. The name Flawless came from the Bible verse Song of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 7, which says, "You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you." I started using Flawless because I wanted to clear my face as I saw it had for Bianca. And let me tell you, this has done the trick. What I like about these products is that everything is handcrafted. Her soaps are made in small batches to ensure the highest level of quality, and they're free of parabens, phthalates, and sodium lauryl sulfate. They're also slowly cured using the traditional cold process method, and they use oils, milks, purees, and moisturizing butters to make your skin look and feel flawless. If you're looking for skincare products that are made with care using ingredients you trust, go to www.flawlessnaturalsoaps.com and use my referral code FIRSTBASO to get 10% off all purchases over $10. Choose Flawless and be reminded just how beautiful you are in the eyes of God. You're listening to First Baso. Hello and welcome to First Baso, a show where we learn together how to take that first baso toward becoming the best versions of ourselves. My name is Candace Olushala, and today is Wednesday, January 20th, 2021, Inauguration Day after the Trump presidency of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. I want to congratulate both of you on this victory, and especially Kamala Harris, because you represent a group of people that have been waiting to see someone like you in office. As a fellow first-generation Black woman in America, I thank you for that alone. And thank you for representing Black women, Asian women, immigrants, women in general, so many facets of what make up America. We thank you. I feel different today. Maybe it's because of all the historical events we've been having in America the last couple of weeks, and maybe it's because after watching the farewell speech by President Trump last night, it was weird not having a group there, a crowd there, and knowing that today will be the same. However, I'm thinking back on the last 4 years, and I'm trying to picture with curiosity, not with excitement, just curiosity of what's coming. So I thought I'd share with you some of the things that I remember from the last 4 years that just stand out to me. I remember the day Donald Trump became the 45th president of the United States and was sworn in 4 years ago after the Obama administration. I remember the Women's March on Washington that occurred the day after. Powerful movement of people banding together. I remember when President Trump signed executive orders to start using funds to build the U.S.-Mexican wall. I remember Charlottesville, who doesn't, that Unite to Right rally that occurred where alt-right, white nationalist, neo-Nazi, neo-Confederate groups protested the removal of the Robert E. Lee sculpture and other monuments and memorials in public spaces. It caused for Heather Heyer to die, and it injured a bunch of people as well. Hurricane Maria at the end of the year hit Puerto Rico so badly that they went without power for a long time. And people are still suffering there today. In 2018, we saw Bill Cosby being found guilty for aggravated indecent assault. Harvey Weinstein was charged with rape and other counts of sexual abuse. Roseanne Barr, because she tweeted a racist comment towards Valerie Jarrett comparing her to an ape, had her show canceled from ABC. Starbucks temporarily closed their stores for a day just to do racial sensitivity training after an incident earlier in the year where 2 black men were arrested in a Starbucks Philadelphia store. In the summer, President Trump met with Kim Jong-un in Singapore. And I remember the uniting of North Koreans and South Koreans as well. I remember the mass shooting in the newsroom of the Capital newspaper in Annapolis, Maryland, killing 5 people. I remember President Trump nominating Brett Kavanaugh to be an associate justice for the Supreme Court. I remember President Trump meeting with Vladimir Putin privately in Helsinki, and then a few days later, holding Putin responsible for an election interference of an election that Trump won. Found that odd, but hey, things happen, right? Later that year, Aretha Franklin died. What a loss to the music world. Then Senator John McCain died of glioblastoma, which was the same thing that Joe Biden's son also died of. There was a mass shooting in Jacksonville, Florida that year. The Las Vegas mass shooting happened that year. Kavanaugh was confirmed in the Supreme Court justice that year. There were suspicious packages being sent to Robert De Niro and Joe Biden, Cory Booker, and the former director of national intelligence, James Clapper. In 2019, remember Jussie Smollett and his alleged assault in Chicago? We all remember how that went. Then Senator Kamala Harris announced her candidacy for president. R. Kelly was charged with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, dating as far back as 1998, and he was arrested by July 11th for federal sex trafficking charges. 2019 was also the year where Miss America, Miss Teen USA, and Miss USA winners were all black women for the first time in history. The U.S. women's soccer team won their 4th World Cup that year, and that allowed them to claim their space as number 1 in the world, and they got to renew their campaign for pay equity. Jeff Epstein was found unresponsive in his jail cell that year while he was awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. And then President Trump became the 3rd president to become impeached. And last year, we saw the first COVID case confirmed by the CDC on January 21st. By January 26th, Kobe and Gianna Bryant died in a helicopter crash with 7 other people. We saw Ahmaud Arbery lynched in broad daylight in Georgia with no arrests of the culprits until May. Harvey Weinstein was found guilty of rape. We saw the first COVID case that led to a death in Washington State for the first time in the U.S. Breonna Taylor was shot 8 times a little over an hour from where I live in Louisville by a police officer during a no-knock warrant. By March 16th, there was pretty much a national shutdown because of this pandemic that we're still fighting today. Trump and Biden had their first debate, and I wish I could forget that one. That was rough. The struggle was real, y'all. Then Trump and Melania tested positive for COVID. Then it seemed like everyone was testing positive for COVID in the White House. Trump was in and out of the hospital so fast that people started questioning whether he had COVID in the first place. And then Biden and Harris won the election. Biden won Georgia, and kudos to Stacey Abrams for helping with that movement. At the end of this past year, Dr. Susan Moore, a Black female physician, she posted a video on her Facebook page from her Indiana University Health Hospital bed, sharing her experience as a COVID patient, and ultimately, regardless of having a medical degree, she died. There's going to be a petition on my website that I helped create with a group of Black doctors. On my website, you can sign that and be a part of the movement to find justice and hold IU accountable for that death. Christmas Day, there was a suicide car bomb that exploded in downtown Nashville, and at the end of the year, a Wisconsin pharmacist, embarrassingly to my profession, was arrested for destroying 500-something doses of the Moderna vaccine in the middle of a pandemic. Shame. And now, here we are in 2021, where on January 6th, we saw a domestic terrorist attack on the U.S. Capitol by our own people. And we can't forget that President Trump became the first president to become impeached twice. And here we are, Inauguration Day. Between crazy politics, mass shootings, untimely deaths, pandemics, arrests for all sorts of sexual allegations, and so much more. Where do we go from here? I'm curious. I wonder what Biden and Harris will do. I know what they say they'll do. I know what we hope they'll do. But will it get to be accomplished? Will people start to see eye to eye? Or will we just divide more? How long will the divisive rhetoric that was encouraged and promoted over the last 4 years, how long will that ride out through the Biden-Harris campaign? Will it last the whole time, like it did for the Obama administration? But obviously, at that point, it was on a smaller, yet still evident scale. I don't know. How divided are we? Are we even allowed to call ourselves the United States anymore? Our borders touch, but I think we're more divisive than we want to admit. I think we're way more fractured than we tell ourselves. And something about having that word united in our name really messes with us. I think we're fighting for something that's never actually existed. So, what do I hope for? I hope we try. I hope we try to heal. I hope we try to listen. I hope we try to understand each other. I just hope for better. As a citizen, I hope for better. As a Christian who believes in the Bible, probably not as likely as I'd like to hope. However, there's always a piece of heaven somewhere on earth. And we can't say that we can't step into those spaces in the next 4 years. I'm hopeful in one aspect and not so much in others. How do you guys feel? I want to hear from you guys. Are you excited about today? Are you looking forward to the next 4 years? Are you dreading the next 4 years because you really liked what Donald Trump did and he supported your values and you're scared? I've spoken to people who are scared of the next 4 years because they resonated more with the policies of the Trump administration and they don't know what's going to happen for them in the Biden-Harris administration. I have no answers, but I do want to hear how you guys are feeling. So let me know. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at First Basso. You can also visit my website, www.firstbasso.com. But I want to hear from you guys. We need to keep talking. We need to keep having conversations. We need to be better at this, communicating. Because without communication, we can't go very far. Without listening, we can't go anywhere. Until next time, guys, take care and have a great Inauguration Day. Bye.